Straight talk from Israel. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hi everyone, this is Orly Benny Davis and this is from Jerusalem with Love. Today is November 18, 2020 and we are here in Israel, the Holy Land, at the start of a new Jewish month of Kislev, a month of light and celebration of miracles, of Hanukkah, blessing all our visitors from America, Secretary of State, Mr. Mike Pompeo, and our beloved Daniel, bless you are. And we are welcoming our new partners in the Abraham Accord from Bahrain. That may the visit will be blessed, and our new partnership will have a light of God on it. May God bless us and may God show the world the path of love and understanding. Since it comes in such a good time, it will be blessed with so much light and understanding. As brother and children of Abraham, understanding that brother do come back home. Today, more than ever, we must remember to keep the faith. We know that many dancers of change are already dancing at the rhythm of a new world leader, but as one who walk with God, pray to God and trust in God, I know that it shall be settled soon. We are in the special time of Elijah, like you all sing, and our Elijah is President Trump, a man that brought back the will of God to the world, and the forces are fighting him so strong and resisting him. And we know that God does not bring change just like that. And if we're worthy, we are going to keep him. And I hope we are worthy to have such a wonderful messenger to make a difference. So let us all take this time to talk about what actually is in play and why we have to stand as righteous, stand for the will of God, to help us see and bless this election, to see them through, to make them honest and clean, like we want us all to believe. I know that you have it in you. Just trust in God and you shall see. So let's go to a break and we'll be talking after in all what is in play. It's interesting time, but the faith is stronger than ever. So let's go to a break and we'll be back after this.
Israel is located in one of the most volatile areas in the world. Israel is an island of stability in a sea of war and unrest. In the midst of this turmoil, Israel stands out as a beacon of order and human progress. Each week we update you on what's happening in this, the Jewish state, a true light unto the nations. This is Jay Shapiro. Join me every Thursday on Israel News Talk Radio.
We are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is from Jerusalem with Love. Today, I want to welcome all our friends from United States of America, from Israel, from Canada, from United Kingdom, from Germany, from Spain, from Sweden, our friends, from Switzerland, from Brazil, our beloved friend, and France, and Indonesia too, and we have Greece. Oh my God, Greece! We have such a great tradition between us. We love you, Greece. So we are welcoming all our friends to talk about what's in stake now with this U.S. election. Now, people try to give up and tell President Donald Trump, that he needs to concede. And the question is, why? Why should he concede? Because the media decided to throw him out, or he doesn't fit the bill that they want. I have a question. We have so much in stake here, and everybody says there is no actual proof of of wrongdoing in the election and the elections everywhere. And I want to ask them, how do you know? How do you know? Anytime that you say something like this, you need to prove me wrong. So if we are going to recount or ask the court to verify it, or if we want to audit it, it's all within our right. And President Donald Trump, as the president and the leader of the free world, has all the rights and all the respect that needs to be given to him for even to the ideas that somebody wants to steal it from them. It's not that far-fetched, you know? And I have a few questions, and it's going to be a tough one, okay? So bear with me, because I love you all, and I warn you, it's really tough. But to say the truth or to talk truth to people and to power, we must tell the truth. You know, the day after the election, the first country that came out and asked how come the media asked how come the difference between Donald Trump and Biden is so low, Biden should have a bigger difference, was England. And I say, England, how do you know? How could you know the difference should be better? Not because you interfere. No, you did not interfere. You just sent a Dominion company program to manipulate the election. Is that true? Because that Dominion program is linked all the way to the Labour Party in the House of Representatives in United Kingdom. And you know how I love Her Majesty, the Queen of England. And I know how I respect the next King of England, Charles. I know that he is of the future, and he was such a good friend of Rabbi Jonathan Sacks, bless his heart, bless his soul, that passed recently. That was such a great voice for the Jewish people. This has nothing to do with Israel. This is America and England. England is such a powerful nation, and I thought that we're going to be united, in not just because we got united in marriage between Harry and this incredible lady that got to marry to the House of Wales, but for some reason decided to take a stand and go through with anti-establishment routine. So I don't want to talk about her, but I want to talk about the fact that we sense that if there is any wrongdoing, we must call United Kingdom to answer some tough questions. Now we start with the dossier that was launched 3 years back, when they had the FISA court going upon the dossier that was made by MI6 or MI5 guy. We need to remember that when you made us 3 years of investigation of the president upon a dossier that was made by the English citizen, that influenced our life. It influenced the life of everybody in the free world. And you actually ruined everything in that legacy of Donald Trump, because he was impeached on nothing. Now I want to say something else. This Dominion company or Dominion program that been elaborated on so many other countries, like Spain, like Venezuela, or other countries, that they manipulate the election, it's really cute. But we Israeli, we don't believe in the fairy tales, right? We can spot. We have these things about cybersecurity, and we can go and start tracking it. And, we've been talking to so many companies around for the last few years here on this platform to tell you and to warn you how much cybersecurity is at risk when we are watching you doing it every day. There is a screen that you have on. You can go on your computer and find it, and checkpoint. And we got them online here talking to you about this, so we know exactly. Now, this interference and this code of incredible deviation of format may seems nothing. It seems a few thousand votes here, thousand votes. You guys actually went for the whole thing. You didn't even establish a regular, let's cheat a little, maybe we win, or maybe we get it close that we don't, it doesn't ruin his reputation, or maybe they'll let us play. Or in others, there were other elections for Congress things. No, you guys went for the juggles. You took a plane. You have John on from New York. Hello, John. Okay, I don't know if somebody is on the line. We welcome them to speak. I hope that's the friendly guys. But what I want to say that you took this election and with a deviation of 70% of male toward Biden. Come on, mathematics is logistic, and when you have logics, you must understand that we don't buy it. So let's see if John from New York is on the line. Hello, John.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Thank you so much. I just wanted to say that this situation of the Israel and United States under Biden administration wouldn't be different from a Trump administration, because Biden is also the Israel friend. But I'm going to mention this also, that in the U.S. right now, a lot of crises are coming together. The legitimacy crisis is now one of the most critical issue in the U.S. As you know, Trump doesn't want to accept the election results, and it might cause a bunch of adversaries for U.S. Now, U.S. cannot talk about other countries' election and fair election, and I think it is a shame for our country. It is disgusting that someone like Trump doesn't want to accept the results of this fair and also this good election, and
Thank you, John, for calling. Okay, you don't accept the Donald Trump needs to accept. That's what you say. Thank you so much for calling. As we come again, people are trying to force our hands and saying, you have to agree when we have December 14. December 14 is the day when the electoral votes will be cast, and that's when we'll say, now what's in stake? In stake is the free world. The stake is the power struggle that they're trying to say to us, if Israel is going to be okay. We're not talking about Israel. Israel is the Holy Land. God provide for Israel, no matter who will be. But I know that Donald Trump is a man of God. That's why if Israel is worthy, or the world is worthy, we'll have him more. Now think about the idea that we have a little free world that being manipulated by a program of Dominion that is based from England, one of their, elected official. Is honored, Giuliani is already on top of it. And the idea is that there was noises, or there are people from the CIA that said that they actually put a sting operation behind it because they expected it to be happening. So when they go to Barr, they went with solid proof. So anybody who say that there is no solid proof don't know what it's talking about. The fact that the mathematics don't work this way. You don't get 70% majority in any election. Okay, let's say you come from descent from heaven, you might have a chance, but they still 70% you won't get it because people don't believe. Even you're an angel. Okay, so The fact is, you guys went for the juggler. You wanted to go all the way to defeat a landslide, right? Well, you'll get a landslide, all right. So let's go to a break, and we'll be back after this. We're talking about what China is planning with the 5Gs. Maybe I'll read to you something that I read today. Okay? Let's go to a break, and we'll be back after this.
The Tamar Yona Show.
Tamar? She's sassy.
She's smart.
She's funny.
But she's also a real Jewish mother.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tamar Yona. And yes, I can be all of those things, but at Israel News Talk Radio, I'm here to bring you the news stories and guests that you may not hear anywhere else. Join me live on air Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays for the most unique and bold talk radio in Israel.
The Tamar Yona Show.
Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Did you know this psalm and many others were composed by a Jewish shepherd and musician who later became a king? Would you like to know some of the inner meanings of psalms to help you connect with God and strengthen your soul? An exciting and easy-to-read book is now available which will help you do just that. Software for the Soul, Psalms for Everyone, available on Kindle, Audible, and Amazon.com. Software for the Soul.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is From Jerusalem with Love. I want to give a big kudos to Sheriff Richard Jardina from New York, from Fulton County, New York, a man that stands by Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for that. Yes, we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving or all the other holiday. Nobody has the right to tell us what to do, and make sure that we are happy, especially when you're Italian. You know what life is all about, and family and friends is a blessing, and we love them, and we want to spend time as much as possible. Yes, with keeping, we are conscious of what's going on. We don't need to, you guys to babysit us. All of a sudden, they're babysitting us. All of a sudden, they don't care about us when we are, all over the place. They don't care about all the children that don't in Israel. They don't go to school. They don't go to school, like 11, 12 years old. Why? What's wrong with them? Why you don't send them to school? No, they for some reason, they are afraid. And this paranoid medical field is becoming overwhelming. We understand you want the money of this research. And we want to bless, Pfizer for completing their research. And now they are going to have the FDA approval, God willing, soon. So we can have some vaccination and we can go on with our life. But the idea is to go on with our life is like nobody should mess with your life while they're trying to influence it. And this election that came in a blessed time after Donald Trump, the president and the leader of the free world, took the initiative to make peace Abraham Accord with Bahrain, with the United Arab Emirates, with Sudan, which from Sudan in Khartoum, there were the three no for Israel, no peace, and no agreement, something like that. And now everything is buff. But more interesting, we have this fighting in between the tigers in Ethiopia. Remember the story about the Ark of the Covenant? The Ark of the Covenant is an active box in case it start to be active. It's God's will on earth, and it was transferred through the desert with the escorts of Moses to the holy city of Jerusalem. We built the temple. We have the temple there. Then the son of Sheba came along and took it to safeguard. We say to safeguard in Ethiopia. Now, 1,000 years after, we're ready to go back to Jerusalem and, God willing, build a holy temple. Even people start understanding that Holy Land without a temple is like a McDonald's without an hamburger. It's like impossible. Not comparing bias whatsoever, but what I'm saying is Holy Land needs to have a temple. You cannot have a Holy Land without a temple. It's a ABC. So we have that, and we can sing that song again about the fact that we need to build it again. And if the Ark of the Covenant is in Ethiopia and they're fighting it, at least bring it here to safeguard. At least give us the chance to own it back, because it's ours. It's Jewish. Or no, it's holy for everybody. Now, I need to tell something to Donald Trump. If he'll listen, or if anybody will listen, understand God way. You see, we have only one God in the world. That's the will of God. He wants us all to worship one God under one sky. There is no other God there. Any messenger who comes and goes, he comes in his time and he goes. God bless his soul, but they go. Men are not God. God, there is only one. And if Donald Trump lead the world and understand that we are working under one God, he needs to finish the job. You cannot come back to God and just after drop the ball and say, okay, but Temple Mount is out of the question. No, you cannot. You cannot. It's the question doesn't fulfill itself. And if you don't do the job, God will replace you. If they say, but God doesn't change his mind. He trusts in his people. His messengers are real. That's why I'm so convinced that, they're going to find something. And Michigan is already starting to show the signatures of we're not going to tolerate it. And all the righteous people that come and call. Now, Larry, if you are from Kansas, my friend, we lost you on the line. I'm so sorry. You can call back. I'll be happy to talk to you. Now, what's going on with China? The Chinese, we have an institute in Israel, Institute for National Security. It's called the Institute for National Security Study. Yeah, exactly like that. And I spoke today to Hidai Segev, one incredible righteous man, that he wrote, and you should check the INSS site. And in November 18, that is today, he started writing about the fifth generation of the G5. And I hope that I have enough time to read it to you. But it's saying like this. We have time? Yes? Okay. In September 2020, the fifth generation communication network, 5G, was launched in Israel based on a Western infrastructure with no Chinese infrastructure. With that development, Israel effectively joined the United States Clean Network Program. A Chinese initiative launched in response to the U.S. program showed that they are signed in the international system of trend toward technological decoupling, which is expected to have strategic consequence, political, economic, and technological. Israel would do well to identify the future focus of technological friction between two superpowers and harness the government, academic, and private sector toward the integration, a significant player in the future technological development, including the sixth generation in the framework of technological coalition taking shape under U.S. leadership. You see, the USA have a clean zone instruction. And there is a video in that site that shows you exactly what it's all about. It's an incredible video because he talked, you see, the Chinese wanted to create an ecosystem while that you all under one wing. It's a nice thing if you predict what they'll do with that. Now, understanding that the Chinese government is a very friendly country because they're friendly, and Israel and China has no problem. But they become a little aggressive toward, launching and taking over the technological world, copying and, disregarding a lot of regulation that goes worldwide. And we all know that because we find a lot of lawsuits coming to eBay for the copying of so much merchandise. But let's talk about the ecosystem. The ecosystem is universal that we all live in. And America needs to have a clean because they need to safeguard it. Now, it means that clean cloud is something that we need to verify how you're going to have a clean cloud, because the IBM technology that I witnessed, I was in a webinar recently talking about this, how you detect infiltration of the cloud, because you can infiltrate the cloud because it's in the net. But that program that they have with the hardware and the software can detect any incoming and bring it all along. That's why I said when Israel can detect infiltration of some sort or some deviation in the program, it's because we can see we have so many tools to identify it. We read it. It's like we have incredible agricultural tools that when they flying the drones over, they can take a picture and see if there is an infected area or not. So we have so many mechanisms to do that. Now, the Chinese government decided to have a beltway of superpower, and America having her saying, and because we are, in connection with America by so many means, of course we're gonna, stand with our American friends, like I stand with American president. Well, not because I'm an American, it's because he's such a righteous man, in my perspective, because I see him what he does for God. You guys see him all the chatting, but you see that's the fighting that the street boys sometimes need to do. But when you detect what he does for God's sake, you understand that that road for God to return to God is really filled with so many frictions, so many people who fight us constantly. Look, they want to take Thanksgiving away from you. They want to take your holiday season from you on the pretense of science. And science, remember, is anti-God per base because they believe in the Big Bang. So we have right now a problem when the medical or the science is taking over, and they think that they can take over also manipulating our program. But I know that there are righteous people in the world that will help us see the truth. We want to see the truth. We want to respect whatever truth it is. So let's go to a break, and we end up with, in the next segment, with, I hope Larry can call, but if not, we'll pray together for the well-being of the world. Okay? Stay put, and we'll be back after this.
In a time where feelings have become fact, where rational thought and common sense has disappeared, one man stands above it all.
I'm Howie Sobiker, your political hitman.
Political Hitman airs every Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. North American time, 7 a.m. Israeli time, only on Israel News Talk Radio.
Are you interested in transforming your life, drawing closer to the Creator, and uncovering the deeper meanings and hidden treasures in the Hebrew Bible?
Then join me, Rav Yitzhak Michelson,
and me, William Hall,
on the Science of Kabbalah, where we are seeking to narrow the gap between what we understand of our physical and spiritual worlds. So make sure to tune in every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Israel time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on Israel News Talk Radio.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is From Jerusalem with Love. So I want to tell you all, you see, when the time of redemption is coming, it means that we have a messenger actually on earth that can understand what God's intentions are and can communicate it and can reveal to you all if it's happening for good or thing. Now, we all know that we felt in Israel that on May, in the middle of May, the coronavirus was subsiding. Okay, we had it almost to null. Then we had the campaign in the Supreme Court with Prime Minister Netanyahu, and then it rise up because justice is God's way justice is God's way to see through the just stuff in the world. And if the justice system does not work in Israel or any other way, justice system is actually the way that people get what they deserve, right, in the world. And there is not for nothing those justices are looking like angels. There is not for nothing that when you are with their presence, you are in awe. It's not for nothing that when you go to front of a rabbi, you start tearing your eyes, or in front of a pastor, you start tearing because it's God's will, and they try to maintain it. And being pure at heart is a way of being. It's not, listen, there are very good people in this world, very, very good, caring, loving people in this world, and we have them all over, everywhere. And America, the most glorious group of people, generous, loving, caring, taking care of business, taking their life and fighting for people elsewhere. No wonder people say, we don't want to fight other people war. No wonder, because we don't want to have war anymore. But the fact of the matter that they put their life on the line for you, it means that they are righteous. And when you see the Marines riding, singing the day of Elijah, you are in tears because you know how much they want to come home to their family, and you know how much redemption is so close, and you feel it. So we had it almost there, and then they come before the justice system, in a courtroom with Benjamin Netanyahu, and it's dropped, and it starts rising again. And then when I felt like we didn't do right. Now, I don't know if we didn't do right because of the justice system or because Benjamin Netanyahu, but something went wrong. I don't care. They turned the page on us. Now, we are very, very concerned that because we want the justice system to be just, and we don't want to blame innocent man, but we don't want a guilty man to run our world. The Holy Land. The Holy Land, you know what is sacred? When you come from a Sabbath prayer in Israel or a Sabbath prayer in any synagogue, you feel the holiness on you. And there is no question that when the Sabbath comes and goes in Israel, everybody feels it. That's why they are fighting so much, in the Jewish neighborhood. Don't come with a car. And people don't understand what is it. Why, we want to be free. You don't get it. It's like energy. You're interrupting their energy. Anytime you do against God's will, you break that magic. And people don't understand it. Okay, why you believe in God, do you believe in love? Can you see God love? Love is something that people all believe in love, but for some reason nobody questions love in the world, and you cannot feel it. You cannot actually sense it, right? You just feel it. The feeling. So people of God just know God exists. Now you want us to convince you. We don't want to convince you. We want to show you, because God's will always prevail. That's how we show you. Now, We came back to the Jewish land after 2,000 years in the diaspora. What do you think? It's us? It's God's will. Now, if Ethiopia hold now the Ark of the Covenant, because we need to build a temple, and there is a incredible rain, and there is a dump there that it can create some kind of chaos, and the Tigris that are Jewish Christian and Muslim there, they're fighting because there is this forces that wants to establish power. Now, who wants to establish power over the will of God? I wouldn't know. I think that every normal person in his righteous head will think that God is unique. You don't fight him. He created the sun and the moon. You wake up every morning. You bring back your soul. You wake up, from sleepy. How you get to sleep? Nobody asks. It's a lesson 101 in the Torah. Every night that you go to sleep, you wake up and you say, "Thank you for waking me up." Why to wake up? It's like the soul is back to you. It means that there is a transaction that come between our basic understanding and different realm. But this is, I guess, it's a little difficult to explain over the air to people who don't, have the same common understanding that we have in the Jewish faith. But the Jewish faith has a Sabbath, okay? It's the Holy Sabbath. We want to make it holy. That's what we say, holy. And when we try to create a holiness all over the state of Israel, and some justice system decide that they don't want to interfere, or they want to make justice the other way around, because let's do justice to people who got ripped from the land. Like the Jewish people came back after 2,000 years, and other people got ripped from the land. I don't know. But right now we have the Abraham Accords that remind everybody that we're brothers. So we're supposed to live here together, okay? So, but God chose Jacob. And Abraham, of course, he chose him, and he chose Moses to give us the Ten Commandments, which we should teach to the world. Now, not trying to overcome anybody, not to try. Actually, you have to be humble to walk before God. That's the rule of thumb. You have to be nice, and you have to teach everybody the way to justice. The 7 law of Noah also represent the rules of conduct to the rest of the world. But we're supposed to be all one under God, okay? Once we do that, we can create a universe when we stop fighting and we're learning, and the universe, even the animal will be okay. Now, it's long distance. Well, we don't know, but we need to walk towards something. And when I walk every day for the temple, the creation of the temple, I don't walk just because I'm amazed that this incredible temple can host the incredible gravity of God, of, like the Shekhinah, the incredible holiness that God provides to bring the whole nation or whole state holiness. Holiness is something that you can perceive only in a very, very special moment when you are in touch with God and God is in touch with you, and He wants you to know that. That holiness is after you pray, you clean your way, you do right, and you stop doing any wrong. But we're saying any wrong. It means like small and big, no lies. Everything is candid. Everything is transparent. Everything is clean, candid, nice, kind. Can you do that? Can you do that? Can you try to walk with God for a few days and see the difference? Can you see the difference after you walk with Him again and again, and all of a sudden you feel that your shoulders are stronger, you have wing, and you can start feeling the support in this universe to whatever you do. It means that everything go easier, and life is not so hard, and people start smiling because we pray. Let me be nice before man and God. You want to be nice. And when you're nice before of God, the people are happy with you too. It's the same way. If people nice to you, it means God is happy with you. If you have any complaint, just remember, look at yourself. So let's pray strong and make sure that God Almighty give us the way to bring back this incredible majesty, that we had before the coronavirus, and we were starting to walk with God, and we all, with our brother and sister from all over the world, we can create some kind of universe that will bring us peace, happiness, and a lot of love, a lot of growing, and a lot of teaching to the children, because the children are the one that we need to care for the most, and they need to be taken care of more than ever now. We need to really create an atmosphere that will be holy, caring, and loving. So may God bless you all. May God bless Donald Trump and give him the right way to be, and without any intervention from anybody that wants to interrupt them. And whoever did it, I hope God will show you the way to redeem yourself. I love you all. I hope that America miss me like I miss America too. But because there is a chaos here in Israel, I guess I'm in the right place I should be. So be well, be happy, and God bless you all. Be well and have a great, great, great season. God bless you. Ciao, ciao.
Where can you get the inside news on Israel? At Israel News Talk Radio, we're dedicated to sharing Israel's inside story with the world by providing our listeners with news on Israeli politics, current affairs, and Israeli Jewish culture. The Israel News Talk Radio homepage also provides you, the listener, with useful information at your fingertips, with scrolling news headlines, weather, currency exchange, Shabbat candlelighting times, and so much more. Our radio programming is always accessible and on demand. We operate absolutely free of charge for everyone, everywhere. If you love what we do, partner with us now by becoming an Israel News Talk Radio supporter. With your support, you'll be inscribed on our Israel News Talk Radio Wall of Fame. There's nothing like us in the world. Be part of something great. Israel News Talk Radio. Straight talk from Israel.
Howdy, this is Rita from League City, Texas, now living in Israel. And though my heart may have belonged to Texas, it now belongs to Israel and all the fantastic show hosts at Israel News Talk Radio.
Hi, this is Michael Solomon from Kiryat Arba, Israel. And why do I love listening to Israel News Talk Radio? Because I love listening to the interesting interviews they do and their news reporting that most other media sources don't cover.
Hey, this is Nicole Eko from Malmö, Sweden. It gets pretty cold here in Sweden, so I love cuddling up with a warm cup of tea while I listen to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Frank Morris from Tennessee. Me and my dog Buster really love listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
News, opinion, and more. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.